Morning, friends. We don't often have singing in Quaker meeting for worship, do we? And also in the prison chaplaincy, there's not usually music in the Quaker quiet group. But recently we have been joined by someone who saw me at the Eisteddfod and heard me talking about chaplaincy and has come along to see what we do in the prison quiet group. And she's a singer. And the first time she came at the end of the group, I said quietly to the guys, by the way, I have a secret to say about our new visitor today. She's a wonderful singer. And she was willing to sing for us, and she sang a piece of opera. And that is really, one of those moments where you have kind of chills and goosebumps, and, in this poky little chapel, which is a special place, but nonetheless, you don't often hear opera. And two of the men were sat over in the corner. They hadn't come over for tea and coffee. They were just kind of chatting by themselves. And they hadn't noticed that we'd gone quiet, waiting for her to start. And then, of course, she started off quite quietly, and gradually, this enormous sound just fills the chapel. And I was watching these two guys, and they just stopped. Wow. Now, it's not to be too condescending or presumptuous about what these men's background is. And some of them do listen to opera. But I think it's fair to say that most of them are not used to hearing something like that being sung in their close proximity for their listening pleasure and joy. And this week she came again, and diolch yn fawr Sian, oedd yn arbennig. And she had sung for us this time a piece that the men and her had been talking about the first time, Some kind of piece from a musical. It's time to let the old ways go, I think. What an amazing, joyful gift. And it just makes me want to remind you all that we each have different gifts, different talents, and you don't have to be like me. You don't have to be like anyone else. You don't have to be a chaplain the way they are a chaplain. You simply have to bring yourself, bring a part of you. Because probably that skill, talent, whatever it is that gives you joy and purpose and satisfaction and a feeling of God's presence in your life has a place in the prison chapel, or indeed any other kind of chaplaincy. And you might have seen that I've done some other interviews around different types of chaplains, like sports team chaplains, railway chaplains. Please do consider chaplaincy, because you can do it your way in any place that will have you.